Hello, my friends. This is Edward Mungai with Edward Mungai TV, where we are unlocking your potential by inspiring you. Well, we promised. We are going to bring titans who will then share inspiration. They'll share their stories as they are. And hopefully, you can be inspired. Today, we have one big titan, George Waititu. George Waititu is the visionary behind Tafaria Castle, not to mention Stedman Group. He's also the one who is behind Viusasa. Did you know that? Well, let's hear what inspires him. Let's hear what support system he's got. Let's hear what are his dreams. Let's hear how he spent his time. And also, let's also hear how he defines success. George, thank you very much for the time and also to have the opportunity also to share with a lot of my friends what it is all about to get to success. Maybe just to get into it, George, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you grew up and the challenges that you faced.
Right. So thank you, Edward. And I'm glad that you're doing this, and particularly in my village, because where this castle stands is actually my shags. I grew up here from 1979. I did my primary schooling here up to class 8. And I think it's very important that I put certain things into sort of perspective to say that growing up here was very challenging as much as it was exciting. And let me qualify that. One, we came here in 1979, and this place had really nothing going for it other than wilderness, other than wildlife. And of course, you know, the beautiful landscapes. Although, interestingly, we never enjoy the views that you're seeing of the Aberdares. We never quite enjoy the views of Mount Kenya to the east. But as you grow up, and particularly when you leave this environment, you start really appreciating and enjoying the scenery here. But those are things we never notice when you're growing up. I grew up in this area that had, you know, those kind of hardships. It was lonely, it was isolated, it was God-forsaken, nearly literally so. But that did not stop me from thinking big. It did not stop me from, dreaming big.
So it's not about where you come from.
It has absolutely nothing to do with that. There's this social thing about, you know, labeling places, labeling people even. So much so that we have this label called Mshamba. When somebody calls you Mshamba, it's a very derogatory term, is it not? But you know, that label that we are all given for those of us who come from the rural areas very often make us feel insufficient, inadequate, and disempowered to do great things. And that's what I would like to say, that it's got absolutely nothing to do with your background, whether you are poor or you are brought up in places that have all kinds of enablers. It's about that thing that you hold dear to your heart and pursuing it. And that is actually what got me to where I am today. It is what got us here, because to see this village transform and become a more progressive place, a place that has better quality of life, a place that is connected with the rest of the world, a place where people can build an economic life that is rewarding and that is enriching and that is enjoyable, was a childhood dream, all right? And it's something that, you know, became so true to her that even as I went into the corporate world, it is something I always wanted to achieve.
So very interesting to say that, it's a childhood dream. And did you dream about a castle when you were a child?
No, not at all. Actually, that's something I need to clarify, because a lot of people think that the dream was to build a castle. No, not at all. The dream was always to see, actually call it even a desire if you like, was always to see this place transform from a backward village to a more progressive one. From a place that has no social infrastructure to one that has, all right? That was always a dream. But I must confess that I didn't know how, neither did I know that I'll be an active participant to the extent that I've become in that transition, okay? The castle, as you see it today, some people see a castle, others see a hotel, others see both. To me, it's not really that. To me, what you see in form of a castle or even a country lodge is a symbol of transformation. The architecture that you see was informed by a couple of things. One, when I was in primary school and I would talk about some of the desires to see this place change, because of the way this place was so backward, everybody would see it as an impossibility, to an extent that my English teacher would tell me to stop building castles in the air. So when I acquired economic means, I decided to put a real one on the ground. And then second, when I left corporate world, because I'm a researcher by profession, I ran the Stedman Group for about 10 years. I saw myself coming to transition this place from backwardness to a more progressive village. Just like the medieval times were transitioning from dark ages to enlightened ages. And because of that, then I decided to run with an English medieval theme. And in the medieval era, when you conquered a territory, you build a fort, you build a castle from where you defended your new territory from. So because for me, I was coming here to conquer the brutality that this place unleashed on me when I was growing up, then I built a castle that then became the place where I make sure that that backwardness does not come back. So what you see is a symbol of transformation. And all the initiatives that we have and you're doing are to then ensure that, or rather we're doing it in such a way that it's going to radiate and expand into a wider geography. We like that when people come here, they not only enjoy the environment, that's important, they enjoy the food and there's a clean bed for one to sleep. But the key thing we want is people to live here inspired. People to live here feeling that having acquired that it can be done kind of feeling, all right? To go and do similar things elsewhere. Not necessarily to build castles, but to look at all these spaces that we are abandoning and not rushing to the cities and towns and all to say, what is the best that I can do for that space to change it, to transform it. Not only for you, but for the benefit of others. If you look at Tafaria, it's actually a social enterprise by motivation. Because if we were looking for a place to build a hotel to make money, this is the wrong place for it. Because like you rightly said, we're in the middle of nowhere. We sit on a hill next to the Abadeas, overlooking Laikipia Plains, in between Nyeri and Nyahururu. That's how you describe a place that is in the middle of nowhere. So it's a hard sell. So for that reason, we're saying, let us do a project that is sustainable, that also creates sustainability to a wider geography, that is inclusive, so that you're not just patching on an island and it's all just, self-serving kind of an enterprise. So that is sort of the big idea around what you see today.